when I was growing up as a kid, it was kind of like, oh, I'm bringing in my Filipino food for lunch, for example, and no one's trying to sit with me, and they're smelling it and they're like, oh. But now, years later, they're trying it. They're like, where has this been all this time? So it's like, as a kid, it felt embarrassing. But then growing up, and I'm actually embracing, like, our culture is very rich.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I have a guest with me. She's been visiting Philippines back and forth, so I'll just let her do all of that introduction. Can we meet you, your name, and where you're from?
Hi, my name is Shaina. I'm from the UK, born and bred. This is my third time in the Philippines. My first time was 2009, my second in 2016, and obviously now. So, yeah, pretty much.
So like you mentioned to me that you're a Filipino.
Yeah.
So what is it like visiting your home country? Should we say your home country?
It's interesting because obviously in the UK, when I grew up, there wasn't the biggest community. However, over the years, as you know, nursing is kind of the primary jobs that Filipinos go for. A lot of Filipinos started to come to my area. So I did feel a little connected to my culture, but obviously being here, it's just like, I got a little bit culture shocked actually, but in a good way, to be honest.
So can you share with us your culture shocks?
Well, first and foremost, the way that, like, infrastructure, for example, you'll be in the city, not even a minute drive outside, it's looking kind of rough. Like, you know, it's that divide that's really kind of striking at first, because in the UK you wouldn't find anything like that. But what you do notice is the people, regardless of whether they live in those areas or here, everyone is so nice, welcoming. They feel like family, you know. And I don't personally speak the language. I can't even understand it. And yeah, everyone's still super nice. And I feel like one of the people, you know. Yeah.
You said you don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Is it that you didn't get the opportunity to learn maybe from your parents or?
Right. So my parents were one of the first batch of Filipinos, if you say, to come to my specific area in Colchester, Essex. So she wasn't exactly sure what to do. Given that it wasn't much of a community, she didn't see that was much of a need. And she was also worried I'd get confused, say, when I'm studying in obviously British schools. So she didn't end up teaching me, which I really wish she did. But hey.
But I think you still have like the opportunity to learn if you want to. Have you tried learning on your own?
See, like, I really struggle to just fully do it because I don't actually know. I think it's because, again, it's an English speaking country. A lot of people speak English here, so the urgency to learn it wasn't as, like, big. But when I met my family, like my grandparents, for example, they can't speak English well, so now I feel the need to want to learn it. Yeah.
So you've been here for like how many months now?
So I got here on the 28th of February. Today is the 22nd of March, so almost a month, I'd say.
So you said the last time you visited was 2016. What are the changes you noticed?
Well, in 2016 I was 12 years old, so can't exactly remember too much. Honestly, I don't actually remember much at all, so it's not very helpful. But it feels like almost like a first time because of that, because I don't remember anything right now. So
do you think the community here meets your expectation coming from the UK?
yeah, I'd say so. Because when I worked at a restaurant for a little bit, and we had Filipinos, like, fresh from the Philippines who started working, and their work ethic is like really, they're like one of the most dependable people you could work with, and they were always very selfless type of people, and it was like a general type of characteristic I found in a lot of Filipinos generally, whether it was in the UK or here. Everyone is very, very, like, you know, work ethic is really good.
Did you move here back permanently?
No, I'm actually really considering studying here or experiencing living here for like at least a few months, because I really, really like it here compared to the UK. As I mentioned to you previously, there's a lot of pros and cons.
Okay, can you share some of the pros and cons with me?
Yeah, so obviously the pros in living in the UK is healthcare is free, which I understand here it's not free. So
Okay.
I heard from my family who are unwell, you have to pay for absolutely everything, medicine, when you stay in the hospital, ambulance, you name it, right? We don't have to worry about that over there. And obviously degrees, going to school is very, very accessible. We have student loans. We have the government are very, very financially supportive over there. And I think here it is very much down to whether you have the means to pay for school or you have to be on scholarship. That's the kind of difference I've seen education-wise and health-wise. But the cons of the UK is that it's quite a depressing country. I'm not sure if you've heard too much about it. It's very dull. It's never very sunny. And it really does affect your mental, like your environment, your surroundings. If you really want to go somewhere that's bustling and live, London. But I've tried London and I hated it. I hated it. I couldn't do it. I was a student there commuting. I couldn't do it. It was too much. And it just felt very like pressuring for some reason. And personally for me, I'm really affected by the visuals around me. So if it looks really pretty and nice, I will feel like, okay. But if it's looking dull, I'm thinking, goodness gracious, I want to get out of here, you know. I live in a very small town. There's not much there.
Okay.
So that's why I'm actually considering wanting to experience living here just for a little bit. And if it goes well, I could potentially
Move
just
down
stay.
here.
Potentially.
Okay, potentially.
Potentially.
So as a Filipino who has lived in the UK, what are the things you wish your country can improve on?
Like the Philippines can improve on?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, as we generally know that the government isn't fantastic here in terms of where they use their funds and money. So despite me not really living here and working, I can kind of see that through my family members. For example, the pay is not great for certain hours. A lot of my family members work in like BPO, like banks and all that. And I was considering what was a 6-month trial at a bank, what was that pay going to look like? And converting it into pounds was quite scary. So in a month, when you're starting off in a bank, it's approximately £180 a month, which is crazy. I forgot what that is in pesos, but you could not live if you had that in the UK, basically. So in terms of finding jobs, you have to have a degree, first and foremost. It's very important here, degrees. But it's not as important in the UK, depending on your where you're trying to go. So I digressed a little bit, but I think, yeah, obviously mainly the pay. I feel like a lot of people deserve to be paid a lot more.
Okay.
And considering that there is like tax and all that here as well, and we're not really seeing most improvements with all that tax, I'd say.
So when you came back, how difficult was it for you to integrate into the Filipino culture? Coming from the UK, life is totally different there.
To be honest, obviously since I came with my mom, and she was kind of like the bridge in between translating for me, for my family members, and just kind of navigating around, because I was like, transport is super different here. We don't be having baja or trikes or anything like that.
How was the experience with that?
It's actually kind of fun, actually. It was a bit scary at the start, but it's very cheap, and given with the traffic, it's very useful that they have those options. But I think I was able to adapt pretty quickly, to be honest. Yeah.
So how do you feel being Filipino?
Growing up, it wasn't something I was proud of, because crazy, right? Because we got that Filipino pride. But growing up, it was, again, not much of a community where I lived. So we were very much like the odd one out in the class. Nowadays, it's very diverse. But back when I was growing up as a kid, it was kind of like, oh, I'm bringing in my Filipino food for lunch, for example, and no one's trying to sit with me. And they're smelling it and they're like, oh. But now, years later, they're trying it. They're like, where has this been all this time? So it's like, as a kid, it felt embarrassing. But then growing up, and I'm actually embracing, like, our culture is very rich.
Yes.
It's very rich. I mean, our food is amazing compared to the UK as well. And now I'm really, proud to say, I am Filipino. I really find, a lot of Filipinos admirable people.
So how well have you explored the country?
How well have I explored the country? Well, I've not ventured too far. I think the furthest I've been is Batangas, which is a bit further near the coast.
Have you tried like Boracay,
See,
Palawan?
actually, I'm going to Cebu on Tuesday for like a few days, so that's gonna be exciting because it's obviously on an island.
Yeah.
So I've never done that before, so very looking forward to like that for that. Yeah.
All right. I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you for sharing your experience with me. It's nice sitting down and speaking to you. Thank you so much. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'll catch you in my next episode. Bye, guys.